So Mars is on the move. What's that going to mean to us?
Mars is on the move. It's leaving the sign of Aquarius where it's been for the last 6 weeks, which is why it's been so crazy, just crazy. And it's going into the sign of Pisces today, where it will stay for 6 weeks. Wherever Mars goes is where you put your energy into something for about 6 weeks to try and start things. So for Capricorn's the sign that we're in, they're about to commence 6 weeks of short distance, short duration travel, kind of outs and backs. And they may get, if they're lucky, they'll be able to combine business with pleasure and get a seminar someplace warm and by the sea, which would be a very cool thing to do. For Aquarians, they are fixing to spend a boatload of money. Mars has been in their sign for the last 6 weeks, fired up, starting a bunch of new stuff, and now the bill comes due for all of that. So they're going to have unanticipated expenses, and all I can say is fix it right the first time, don't cheap out. Because otherwise you'll end up spending more in the long run. For Pisces, Mars is in their sign for the first time in 22 months, which means brand new starts for them. It's their best new start in almost 2 years, and it's about the Pisces getting the Pisces wants and needs met. Normally they don't tell you what they want, but now over the next 6 weeks or so, not only will they tell you, but they'll also take action to do something about it. For Aries, they are going into a 6-week cycle of taking a look back over the last 2 years or so, seeing the things that they've done, keeping the things that they like, and canning the things that they don't like. And that includes people, too, who may have outlived their usefulness. It's time to just cut it and to get lean and mean. For Tauruses, 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. And now Tauruses need to rely on their well-placed female friends to help them get what it is that they want. They've had a Herculean effort over the last 6 weeks or so professionally, and now it's time to sit back and kind of let your friends carry you a bit, which is a cool thing.
Yeah.
For Geminis, 10th house of career and public standing, they have to be very, very careful not to rock the boat. They have to be very, very careful with their words, and for God's sake, do not irritate the powers that be. This is no time to be challenging the powers that be. It's a time to go, sure, whatever you want, boss, I'll do it. For Cancers, it's in their 9th house of long-distance travel. Legal matters, educational matters, important matters at a distance go very, very well for Cancers, and it's a good time for them to negotiate and sign contracts, and long-term contracts, not short-term stuff. For Leos, you are fixing to spend a boatload of money, too. Mars is in your 8th house of other people's resources. I'd like you to try and spread the expenses out over a group, but odds are it's going to come out of the Leo's pocket. So 6 weeks worth of that. For Virgo, Mars is in their 7th house of partners. They're going to be in the public spotlight for one reason or another. So they need to really put on a good show, and they need to put forth a cohesive plan to make themselves look better is really what they need to do. And they're going to attract some high power attention. For Libras, it's in their 6th house of work and responsibilities. Yep, more work, more responsibilities for Libra. But I hope this time there's more money involved and some obstacle that had been in their way professionally is out of their way so they can move forward with that. For Scorpios, it's in their 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, amusements, pleasures. Very entertaining time for Scorpio. Very good time for Scorpio to indulge their love and their creativity. If they create something, make sure they realize that that thing's going to take on a life of its own, so be careful with what you create, Scorpios. Sagittarians, 4th house of home, and these guys are doing everything from remodeling their home, they're refurbishing their home, moving, finding a new home, but there's a lot of activity going around at home for them because over the next 6 weeks, they really want to try and make that a solid structure that they can depend upon. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac with Mars going into the sign of Pisces.
Sounds good to me. We'll see you next week.
Always a pleasure.